everybody. 2025. I hope you're doing good. Um, I slept very well. I believe the basics are the most important, more than ever. We should never compare ourselves to anyone. There is no image anymore in the world anyway. The big pictures from Hollywood, whatever, I'm just saying there is just no picture anymore outside that is credible anyway. Um, I want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk politically. I'm not good at politics, so I want to talk about it. And yeah, my channel is about spirituality, about highly sensitive persons. My channel is educating about cluster B abuse, abusers, abusive tactics, manipulations. My channel is talking about core identity, which means narrative. A different narrative than that what abusers cast. Abusers create a narrative that is targeted to the fantastic spaces we live in, to abusive environments, and the modern man-made world that is created through images. Fantastic spaces with manipulated symbols, yeah. And I want to give you a different narration for yourself. This is my channel, and I also want to talk about politics right now because it's going a little bit too crazy at the moment. What I think, and I think I can give you also something to hold on, because that is what I do in my channel. I give people something to hold on. That's what I believe. I hope I do this for myself, and it's always leading back to oneself. The DNA. It's the DNA, it's you, it's your core identity, your narrative, what you have thought from the beginning. But through the gaslighting, people wanted to make you second guess yourself. Yet it was all right, everything was right. As a child, you had the right attitude. So we just want to keep that narrative going, and we have to develop it as well and make updates, of course. So what to hold on? See, we have a lot of discussions going on in politics and in the media today. One is, I just randomly start this topic with one topic is, it's about free speech. And people say free speech means everybody is allowed to say everything at any time, something like that. And when you have fact check, this is censorship. So it's against any form of censorship, as well as, again, fact checking is not okay because it's censorship. And I think I want to live with this. I want to say, okay, absolute free speech than censorship. Okay, now I'm already political. I don't want to be that. But what I want to say is, if we live with this absolute freedom of speech, then we need people who are able to do fact checks. And the thing is, what is a fact check? Because our memory is not a fact check. If we memorize anything, whatever it is, it's not a fact check. Memory is not constant. Memory is warping and moving. Okay, so when you memorize something, you not memorize it. You don't memorize a fact. You memorize the last time you have memorized it. So, and it's changing, and it's not. It can be very counterfactual. Okay, so we need the ability to fact check ourselves. We might also use intuition to do it. By the way, I'm just going astray a little bit. Someone recently used the word presidential instinct. I find this very interesting. So, spirituality, instinct, human nature is in politics, is active. So, if you vote, or if you if you participate in political life, think about that. I think we could switch our focus a little bit away from parties and their agendas and programs and lists, and it's just a narrative that can be twisted. Look at human beings. What instinct do they have? What spirit do they have? What energy do they have? Look at that. That it can't lie so much, okay? We need what I'm not telling you what we need, but it's an existence. Instinct is an existence also in politics. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about something else, right? I need to drink a little bit of coffee. Right, we were talking about fact checking. So we need people who are educated enough to listen at anything. Also, people who need to decide what they even listen to and what not. And people who are able to fact check. All right, okay. I can live with that, but I say this because we have people at the top, absolute top. They are very charismatic, sympathetic, interesting, but very controversial and questionable at times. And I say this because where do we make this line? You know, a line of what can we even accept? So, you know, and it's good to have an open mind, an inclusive mindset. So we listen to things and ideas. We don't reject everything at all times. Otherwise, we are just blind, self-absorbed. But when somebody says, you know, I believe the earth is flat, it's easy to fact check this. I can do this with memorizing that it is not flat, it's a planet. But where do we draw this line? There's, you know, I just recently heard someone you know, saying he don't believe in evolution. And this is this Christian thing that a lot of Christians believe we cannot be related to the monkeys, you know. Or, you know, evolution, Darwinism is wrong. For me, this is almost the same as flat earther. Of course we do. Our last direct related species is the chimp. They are the most brutal animals ever. They are almost like we are. It's proof enough. And they are all, yeah, someone who says this is so grandiose, like even worse than a chimp. So where do we draw this line, and how is it possible? How is it possible? How is this delusion possible? It's just baffling me. And it's also crazy. Imagine our children, how they draw the line between, there's so many rabbit holes of conspiracy theories, they have to digest all of this. Or not, if we teach them not to use social media or whatever. But there's so many theories, and a small percentage of them, there's some truth in it probably. It's a monumental task, just as a topic, yeah. But I wanted to give you something to hold on, right? And the thing is this, I see that from my experiences and my subject, actually, from my channel here, twisted narratives. narcissistic psychopath, twisting the narrative. Do you see it? The same thing happens in politics. In politics, it's often about not true performance, not showing an authentic, true intention and core identity, but in creating an image. And to create an image, it seems that everything is allowed and narratives get completely twisted. We also live in a world of these dualistic absolute concepts like good and bad, and the danger in this is that over time these things can completely be turned around. So something that was good 50 years ago now is bad, and something that was bad 50 years ago now is good. So you can twist these things completely around. So this is not something to hold on. But something to hold on again is going back to ourselves, our nature, and our DNA, evolution. So somebody who denies evolution, by the way, has nothing to hold on. Nothing. Except of external narration, like the Bible. Nothing to hold on. So, when the first human beings have been on Earth, like 100,000 years ago or something, they already had almost the same DNA like we have now. But what was it consisting of? And the humans before, so the pre-humans, and the chimps and the gorillas, they already have almost the same DNA as we have. But where does it come from? From the whole animal kingdom. You have to understand, the DNA is a representation of the whole evolution from the beginning. So, in our DNA, there is information about some kind of deer that was living in some jungle, and what strategies were good, what did not work, what was fit, what was working, about monkeys, about predators, about any kind, everything. It has an impact on our DNA that we carry. And it is, what I want to tell you is, it's a truth that is, let's say the Bible has been written by a bunch of people, maybe 40, 50, 100, I don't know, 2,000 years ago. Our DNA is a sequence that is unbelievably complex and has been written by, I don't know, trillions of life forms that all have proved to be able to survive in a difficult environment. And it is also hundreds of thousands of years old. Okay, so compare this. What might be more reliable? Now, what can you hold on then? See, when we engage in a, you see that I'm a monkey, right? This is monkey. So when we engage in a situation, when we have an instinct, when we have an emotion, this is a quick extraction of all the information of the DNA through our brain and our heart. Our system is made to give us quick information. Here, you need it now. You don't go, you have a situation, you have to react now, and now we take a lot of time to process everything. And no. A quick representation is your instinct, and you mix it with your experience, You have a decision, you have a feeling. And this extends into the archetypes, into symbols. And when I speak of symbols in the term of Carl Jung, I don't talk of the symbols that are in the worldly man-made world today, that are the manipulated symbols that the narcissist and psychopath manipulate in order to, in their fantastic spaces. You know, these malicious symbols are, you see, narcissistic psychopath politicians, narcissistic family cult leaders, they create the fantastic space. Their shared fantasy extends, and within this space, they coerce everybody to comply with them by force. It can be passive aggression, it can be ambient violence, it can be a projected abandonment, anxiety, whatever, but they coerce this. And these are everybody in this field, and everything is a symbol that is manipulated, okay? Money is also a symbol that is manipulated, and so on. But what I talk about now, the thing you can hold on to, these are the symbols of man that are in our psyche. So if I dream of the sun, if somebody in Japan, if somebody in the jungle, wherever, whoever dreams of the sun dreams of the symbol. It's a symbol. If somebody dreams of water, this is a symbol. It's something that you can hold on, that cannot be twisted. It's always connected with the same meaning, emotional meaning, and the meaning of it is embedded in the 100,000-year-old DNA. You understand? And now I give you the core of the video. So what we can hold on in many cases is symbols and archetypes. And when we talk about politics, we often divide politics into left and right wing. And I already told you, don't look at that so much. Look at the person, the energy, the instinct, what the person has. And second, often the left wing and the right wing play with twisted narratives. Everybody does this. To maybe say a left, you know, they also camouflage. So they say, I'm not left, I'm, you know, they twist. Anyway, to be sure what you're dealing with, understand the natural dualities and apply them. I will give you the content now and then I explain it. So I make a claim now, a theory. You don't have to buy it. So left-wing politics is rather the anima, the feminine archetype. Right-wing politics is rather the masculine archetype, the animus. Okay? And the natural dualism is the brain halves. We have two brain halves, left and right hemisphere. We also have two genders, male and female. And this shows that the dualism, by the way, is real. It's real. Our world here is created through an equilibrium, a game of balancing and interplay of seemingly contradictions, but they are no contradictions. Narcissists and psychopath mind make them look like contradictions. This is why they also cannot understand you as an empath, because an empath can have seemingly contradictive elements unified in his or her personality without contradiction. And this, they think, is this fake? How can that be? We have to they want to destabilize somebody like that in order to break it down. They envy it. They are afraid of it. It baffles them. They don't understand it. Anyway, these are people of extremes, but we not. Okay, so I made the suggestion now that archetypes archetypes and brain halves can be linked to political parties left and right. Okay, and there's also things that are in both parties the same. So whether you look at a left-wing or right-wing party, both can have the spirit of rebellion when they are suppressed too much. Okay, so you could check out, you can compare our politics system and the society to India. In India, women are more in their nature, in their real feminine energy, and men are rather suffering, are not in their masculine energy, while we rather have had it reverse. I say had it reverse. Right now, there's a great confusion for everything. So don't. Anyway, okay. I might expand on this topic. So I also have had assigned like deities like Dionysus, the Greek god of the dreamscape and wine, and Eros, the sexual energy, rather to the left wing, to the anima side, and Apollo and Logos, rather to the as a masculine side, spirit or masculine energy, to the right wing politic side, and this way we can much better be clear about what do we have in front of us, so we don't listen to the twisted narratives and narrations, but we can now discern rather what is this, what we see there. And of course, what I believe is that what we need is not one extreme side, and we also have to know that there are toxic representations of feminine energy and there are toxic expressions of masculine energy. And also we have to know that in a real representation of a human being can be a man, but represent toxic femininity. And a person can be a woman, but be driven by masculine toxic behavior also. So all kinds of mixes are possible. Okay, so we need to see through this. So when we analyze the behavior of a person or a party, we can say, all right, this is a woman, but the behavior is toxic masculinity. Okay, or this is a woman, but the behavior is rather positive masculine traits in this person. And as well, it could be a woman, but anything is possible. Okay, it can be also a woman that is in her feminine energy. And as a bonus material, I have to stop now. We are already 24 minutes, but I want to give you one last real duality in the world, and that is cat and dog, domesticated animals that have been bred, but the cat has not given her soul away. The dog, and it's not. I'm not blaming these animals. This would be victim blaming. They were bred by chimps, human beings. So the dog has lost his soul. When you look at a real wolf, they are very different than dogs, apparently. They are always under tension and looking around. Yeah, dogs are completely different than that, right? And they are great animals, don't get me wrong. But they have given away their soul. And both cat and dog can represent a positive form of energy. Cat, feminine, dog, masculine. and they can also represent a toxic form. So the cat stands in a positive way for a feminine energy that is independent, consistent, very independent, consistent, self-similar, and has a superpowers. Like they are one of the most efficient predators in the world. They have like 70 or 80% success rate in their attacks on mice and other prey, because they have they are extremely well adapted. But they are not grandiose. They have a good self-esteem. They have confidence because they know they are good at exactly this. They are not grandiose. It is a rooted, real self-confidence. But that's it. They are not grandiose and now I can do everything. No. So this is the positive side of them. But they can also be seen as, they can be twisted into negativity. So if you look at a human that says, oh, I'm like a cat, but in reality this person is dominant and arrogant and controlling everybody and being actually grandiose and has a self-confidence that is not rooted in real abilities and so on. I'm not going too far because time is running. And a dog is rather a masculine energy, and it can be positive as loyalty and devotion in a sense of sacrificing all his energy for the master, so to say, for his family, whatever. Be protective, and so on. But it can also be toxic because it can be self-sacrificing. A dog will always stay with his or her abuser, no matter what. It does not run away. A cat would be gone. And a dog also has abandonment anxiety. So when you look at, imagine you have a cat and a dog in a relationship, a cat person and a dog person, both toxic representations in a relationship. The cat person will play with the abandonment anxiety of the dog that the cat does not know. The cat don't know abandonment anxiety, and this is a lever that it can use to coerce the dog to be the perfect servant that goes to any extent to please the cat. Okay, so we see here the construction of the perfect toxic couple of, let's say, a highly functional psychopath or an overt grandiose narcissist with a covert narcissist or a borderliner. And this is the cat and the dog duality. I think I gave you a little bit too much to digest. I hope you get you get it done. And I hope I could contribute to some discernment in this world of confusion and twisted narratives. So look at yourself, look at the archetypes, look at the symbols. And not everybody can fool you anymore.